It's Thursday, August 25th, and as you can see, we are not in the studio today. We're on the road for our fall FCAC tour outside Darien High School right now, bringing you a coffee break news update with some of the latest headlines in the area, including that a New York man is facing charges after police say he left a 6-year-old unattended at the Westfield Trumbull Mall for more than an hour. According to reports, 43-year-old Hugh Young Wang of Oakland Gardens abandoned his niece in the mall's play area. Wang was watching the child while her mother was at work. Police said that a DCF worker who happened to be at the Trumbull Mall noticed that the child was unattended and contacted mall security, who then called police. The child was unattended for about 90 minutes. When Wang returned, police determined where the child's mother worked and called her to come pick up the child. Wang was charged with risk of injury to a minor, and he has a court date of August 30th. In a statement, police reminded residents that children should never be left unattended. It only takes a few seconds for a tragedy to happen. And in other news, in Milford, a fire was quickly extinguished at a local manufacturing company Wednesday morning as the Boston Post Road was closed in the area and traffic was rerouted. This happened at about 7:40 in the morning yesterday. Milford Fire Dispatch received a 911 call from an employee of Drill Masters El Dorado Tool Company located at 336 Boston Post Road, reporting that there was an odor of something burning inside the building. Firefighters arrived on scene and were told that roof work had been done the day before. Firefighters investigated and found an active smoldering fire inside the built-up roof of the structure. Firefighters quickly opened an area of the roof with hand and power tools to expose the smoldering fire, which they then quickly extinguished. You can get more details on that at milfordmirror.com. And the local Board of Education's plan to bring permanent lights to Darien High School football field right behind us will move forward to the Planning and Zoning Commission with a few changes made by the board on Tuesday night. The Darien Times reports that though the school board had approved details for the light project last month, Superintendent Dan Brenner brought forward a few new details to the project after speaking with neighbors of the field. The two sides reached a compromise on the ending times of games, deciding that games and practices would end at 7:30 p.m., with some exceptions for special events. The time falls between 7 o'clock deadline requested by the neighbors and the 8 o'clock deadline approved by the Board of Education in July. Brenner said the compromise would help alleviate potential disagreements with the neighbors when the plan reaches the Darien Planning and Zoning Commission. He said he was initially reluctant to revisit after the board's approval, but did so in the interest of maintaining a good relationship with the neighbors. As part of the agreement, the Board of Education also agreed to extend the lights policy to a 5-year term. And finally, in other big news, you can now see the HAN network on cable TV in Connecticut on Frontier Communications. This expands our reach to hundreds of thousands of Connecticut households. HAN Network is joining forces with Vantage Sports Networks from Frontier Communications in time for our fall season, allowing Frontier subscribers to watch HAN's coverage of Fairfield County high school sports. After more than 1.5 million people watched HAN programming in its first year, even more will have access to coverage of the Fairfield County Interscholastic Athletic Conference. Through this partnership, Frontier's statewide subscribers will be able to watch HAN Network sportscasts on the Vantage Sport Network, which is channel 600 or 1600. But that does it for this Connecticut News Brief. We'll see you later today.